Hey, it is August 23rd, 2018, and I am making this video to remind myself, why did I decide to get a hysterectomy? Why did I decide that that was a good idea? Because there's probably going to be times in the future as I'm recovering from surgery that I'm asking myself, why did I do this to myself? So right now it is, I don't know, about 20 till 6, and I've been working for, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 hours today, if that, and working, not super hard, but I'm exhausted. I slept really well last night, but I wake up exhausted. I've been bleeding for like 17 days, I think. It started out really, really heavy, and now it's just light, but it's not going away. It's just light. I feel like a heaviness in my abdomen all the time. Just like softballs or something. I don't know, like a heaviness weighting down my abdomen all the time. I get stabbing pains randomly. I have no idea what's causing them. But it's every day, all the time. Can't plan anything. I have certain underwear that I have to wear all the time. Can't wear cute underwear very often. Oh my goodness, the last time I went on a work trip, I had to make sure that I had my own room with a bathroom nearby, just in case something went wrong. And something went wrong, of course. I ended up bleeding through a super tampon in less than an hour and having to wash out my underwear and my pants in the sink and then hang them up to dry and change my clothes and go back down and socialize some more. So these are some of the reasons why this is the right thing to do for me and the right time to do it. I don't like to plan travel. I don't like to plan things too far in advance. I never know how I'm going to feel. So I'm tired of this controlling my life. I'm tired of this just, feeling like crap, not knowing if I'm going to be doubled over in pain or nauseous from pain or just bleeding uncontrollably and anemic and nauseous from that. I never know what to expect, and I feel like I can't trust my own body, which kind of sucks because in the last year I've lost about 100 pounds, and I've kind of gotten a new relationship with my body, but I feel like I'm stuck right now. I don't feel like I can go any farther until I take care of the rest of me and until I really fully take care of this issue. So diagnosis wise, this all started, well, I've always had trouble, with difficult, painful periods and things like that. But this all started about 6 years ago, actually, a little more than 6 years ago. And it started with some really heavy bleeding, unexpected at work. Again, bleeding through tampons, through clothing, while I was at work and trying to deal with that. And then just heavy bleeding that wouldn't stop, coupled with pain. I've been accused of drug seeking over the last few years. I've seen numerous doctors. I've seen fertility doctors because they're really good with hormonal stuff and sorting different things out, coming up with different ideas. I've seen 3 different fertility doctors. I've seen an oncologist at the recommendation of a gynecologist at the University of Cincinnati who said that, there's some really complex things going on inside me and he didn't feel equipped to handle it. So he sent me to an oncologist who followed me for about a year and then sent me back to a different gynecologist who did a laparoscopy and a hysteroscopy and really wasn't able to see anything in the laparoscopy but adhesions. So, wasn't able to visualize uterus, fallopian tubes, ovaries, nothing, just a lot of adhesions. And what she did see was that the bowel was draped over the uterus and stuck to it with adhesions. And she did visualize some endometriosis on the bowel. So that was kind of her way of deducing that all the adhesions were probably endometriosis related as well. Past MRIs I've had indicated a complex cyst on my right ovary, and as that's been followed, it's been pretty much determined that it's probably an endometrioma, again from endometriosis. And they can't really confirm that until they take it out and actually get to look at it. So I won't know for sure if that's what that was, but it's still there. It's been there for a while, and grosses me out thinking about something being inside me like that that's not supposed to be there. Fibroids, I've had ongoing issues with fibroids. I did have a hysteroscopy 2 years ago, and that didn't give me any relief at all. I had some light bleeding for a couple days, and then I was just right back to where I started, and my uterus immediately started crafting new fibroids. So I'm in the last exam I had a couple weeks ago. I have 2 pretty large fibroids inside my uterus. I also have adenomyosis that they discovered when they did the hysteroscopy and the scraping of the inside of the uterine tissue. So that causes some pain as well. My surgeon said that my uterus is enlarged. It goes all the way up to my belly button, which apparently is not normal. And she said it's the size it would be if I was 14 weeks pregnant. So she said my fallopian tubes are inflamed, enlarged, irritated. My right ovary still has that endometrioma on it that's been there for several years now, which is just, again, so disgusting to me. I can't even tell you. And then the fibroids, the left ovary apparently is pulled around and stuck to the back of my uterus. So nobody can really see that. Nobody really knows what's going on with that. Something in that could be causing some of my pain as well, but they can't see it. So hysterectomy was ill-advised by the last surgeon that I saw. She said it's too risky. If it was my body, I wouldn't do it. And again, that was about 2 years ago. And she's the same one that doesn't want to prescribe pain medication and kind of treats me like I'm drug seeking. So she told me it was okay and perfectly safe to take up to 9 Aleve a day. My primary care physician said, please don't take 9 Aleve a day. You're going to ruin your liver and your kidneys. So I take Aleve, I take Advil. I do still have some Vicodin that I take. I take Xanax. I do whatever I have to do in order to function. And I function pretty well, but I fight pretty hard too. And I don't think it needs to be that hard. So that is why the hysterectomy. I saw the surgeon that's going to be working with my gynecological surgeon, and he is very confident that he can help as well. And there are risks involved because there's bowel involvement. He said, if it's just the bowel involvement that's with the uterus, he can do a bowel resection and it'll be fine. And he's very confident. He said if there's a colon or rectal involvement at all, it's going to be a more complicated, complex kind of procedure that may involve colostomy. And again, I'm reminding myself right now that I'm aware of that risk and I know that that's a possibility. And this is something I am signing up for, because even if I end up with a colostomy, it's temporary, 3 to 6 months, and then it'll be over with. Whereas if I hold on to this uterus that's full of fibroids and won't stop bleeding, and these ovaries that are, got endometriomas and complex cysts stuck to them, and inflamed, enlarged, nasty fallopian tubes, and, if I hold on to all that stuff, I'm signing up for 10 more years at least of the same kind of stuff. And then who knows after that. So hysterectomy is the right thing to do. This is a reminder from me to me. Surgery is in less than 2 months. So October 19th, it'll be all coming out, and I will hopefully be returning to talk about how much better I feel. All right. Cheers.